So give yourself a break, embrace the moment, and realize that you're going to be okay and that you are just perfect. So don't beat yourself up or you're going to stay down. I want you to get back up and charging forward. Now that you have my simple yet powerful 4-step mindset called RISE. What's up, my friend, and welcome to Grit, Grace, and Inspiration. I am your host, Kevin Lowe. 20 years ago, I awoke from a life-saving surgery only to find that I was left completely blind. And since that day, I've learned a lot about life, a lot about living, and a lot about myself. And here on this podcast, I want to share those insights with you. Because, friend, if you are still searching for your purpose, still trying to understand why, or still left searching for that next right path to take, well, consider this to be your stepping stone to get you from where you are to where you want to be. What's up, my friend, and welcome to episode number 228. Have you ever thought about starting your own business? One common theme here on this podcast is so many of my guests have figured out a way in which they could turn their mess into their message. They created a business of their own. And I can't help but wonder, maybe you're the same. Maybe you want to have your own business, but you're not sure exactly what that is, what it looks like, or how to even make it happen. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to invite you to sign up today for my purpose-driven business breakthrough. This is a 1-hour one-on-one coaching call with yours truly, where we can get down and dirty to figure out where you are, where you want to be, what is the goal that you have for a business, what is the reason why, what is your drive, and how are we going to get you there? Sign up today for your very own purpose-driven business breakthrough and walk away with your own blueprint to the business of your dreams. Sign up today at gritgraceinspiration.com/breakthrough. That is gritgraceinspiration.com/breakthrough. That link is provided inside of today's show notes, if that makes life any easier. My name is Kevin Lowe. I am your host as well as transformational life and business coach. Guys, welcome to today's episode. I don't know if you were here last week when we dove into the hard stuff, making you realize that you got to do the hard stuff if you want to get to where you want to go. But if you thought that was difficult, well, today we're upping the ante because today we're getting real. We are talking about the falls, falling flat on your face, something that we have all experienced at one point in time. And because it's life, we're all going to experience it again, multiple times. But here's the little key here, is that it's okay. Because when we fall on our face, that only means that we're growing. We're getting somewhere. And the fact is it's not the fall. It's the rebound. It's the rise after the fall that matters. And that's exactly what we're talking about inside of today's episode. Inside of last week's episode, when we talked about doing the hard stuff, I introduced you to a framework called BRAVE. Well, today we are building on that framework with RISE. Now, RISE is a 4-step mindset formula for you to use to prepare yourself for when things go wrong, for when life does knock you to your knees, when you do fall flat on your face. That is what today is about. Today is equipping you to handle it because I want you to have the best chance at succeeding as you can get. Life is tough. We all could use a boost. We all could use a little helping hand. And that is what today is. Today is that helping hand that helps you up when you have fallen because I'm equipping you with the 4-step formula called RISE. As we dive into the RISE framework that I have laid out for you, I want you to remember one important thing when we're talking about failure is that failure is not a destination. It's not somewhere that you get to and you don't get to escape. No, failure is part of the journey. I think Michael Jordan, one of, if not the greatest basketball player to ever step foot on the court, is a beautiful representation of this mindset. Because Michael Jordan, we look at Michael Jordan, we think, man, failure? Why are we even talking about him in the same episode? Because Michael Jordan was on fire. He was the greatest, and that he was. But during a single basketball game, do you know how many chances any player has of failing? It's missed shots. It's a rebound that they don't get. It's a foul they get called on. So many opportunities to fail. Michael Jordan, he himself admits that in his career, that in amongst all of the shots that he did make, there were many that he did not. But here's the key about Michael Jordan, and this is the lesson I want you to get out of it, is that during a game, if something happened, if he did fail, if he did, quote unquote, fall on his face, that did not stop him. That did not deter him. And it certainly didn't affect the rest of the game in a negative sense. Now, yes, I'm sure there are moments in his career when it did, when things started falling apart in his mind. But for the essence of what we're talking about a guy who understood that failure, it's part of the journey. You miss a shot, you better be sure that you make the next one and the next one. You fail again, that's okay. Get back up and get hustling even harder. He knew that it's nothing more than a bump in the road. And so I want you to remember that when you do fail, when you do fall on your face, it's nothing more than a bump in the road. Keep going even faster than you were before. So with that said, let's dive into the framework that I have laid out for you today. The word rise. Each letter is going to stand for something that I want you to start implementing in your daily actions right away. Every day, I want you to think about this formula. That way you are prepared for when things do go sideways. The letter R, well, kind of to our Michael Jordan analogy, is rebound. I want you to embrace the concept of bouncing back after a fall. Just like the ball rebounds off of the backboard, I want you to rebound from a fall. The concept here is I want you to recover from your fall, and I want you to come back stronger than you ever were before. Because when you do fall on your face, please learn something from it so that you do not repeat that same mistake again. Now, if you do, that's okay. Sometimes it takes a few falls for us to get it in our head. But remember, R, it's the rebound. Figure out how you're going to rebound from the fall to come back even stronger. The letter I, it stands for ignite. I want you to seek inspiration in every fall you have. I want your falls to ignite your drive, your desire to be even better, to be sure that you don't fall again tomorrow. So use it as the ignition point to ignite you forward. That's the letter I. The letter S stands for strength. Now, we're not just talking about physical strength. We're not just talking about mental strength. We're talking about it all. Because I want you to develop the fortitude to handle the hard days. And by being able to handle the hard days, well, baby, you can certainly handle the easy days. So I want you to get strong. I want you to see yourself as strong by embracing that strength that you got. And then, of course, the letter E is embrace. Because I want you to embrace the downtime. I want you to embrace the fall. And I want you to embrace it in the fact that I want you to learn something from it. And here's the big thing. I want you to embrace them without self-judgment. I don't want you beating yourself up when you mess up, when you fall down. Stop beating yourself up. We do it way too much. I do it to myself, and I know you probably do it to you because we are our own worst critics. We are absolutely horrible to ourselves, and I am on a mission to be sure that we treat ourselves a lot better than we do. So give yourself a break, embrace the moment, and realize that you're going to be okay and that you are just perfect. So don't beat yourself up or you're going to stay down. I want you to get back up and charging forward. Now that you have my simple yet powerful 4-step mindset called RISE. Now, at this point, I've given you this 4-step framework called RISE. But how do you use it? How do you implement it? It's one thing for me to give it to you, but I didn't even tell you how to use it. Well, I mean, I guess I kind of did. I told you I wanted you to start thinking about it, implementing it, putting it into action every day. But what does that look like? And how is that going to work? Because, of course, we're only thinking about using it when we do fall. Well, let's dive in a little bit deeper. I need to get you crystal clear on how you're going to use this framework. I want you to think of the RISE formula and how you start to use it as you sharpening your sword, preparing for battle. Now, I know I just took it back to the medieval days, but you got to work with me here. Just like a soldier, a warrior would prepare by sharpening his sword, getting ready for battle, because he knew he was about to endure some hard things. He was about to do the hard stuff. I want you to think of the RISE formula just like this. Matter of fact, I want you to think of it as a way of life. I want you to adopt it into your everyday routine, into your mindset. Think of it as your armor that you're putting on. You're sharpening your sword. You're putting on your armor. You are ready to conquer the day. You're ready to attack the day and protect yourself all at the same time. And when you embrace this formula daily, when you start living with this type of attitude, this type of swagger, you're combining the brave formula I gave you last week. Now you got the RISE mindset kicking into action as well. And now you got the foundation that's going to be there for you on the highs and the lows. So in essence, what I'm trying to get through to you is that the RISE formula, it's not just for when you fall. It's basically your constant companion on your journey to greatness. This is a mindset that prepares you for the challenges ahead. It equips you with the mindset to rebound when you get hit. And it reminds you to embrace the journey. And it reminds you to embrace the lessons in every setback. I've said it once, I'll say it 10,000 more times on this podcast, that nothing in this life is for nothing. It's all for something. I believe that every stumble we take, every win that we get, they're all equally there to teach us something. It's up to us to find the lesson in them and to use them to help us tomorrow. Friend, remember this. It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you get up. That's what matters. And every time you get up, I want you to brush yourself off. I want you to realize that you got this. I don't want you to beat yourself up over the fall. I want you to keep going. I want you to keep playing the game just like Michael Jordan always did. Because, baby, you got a life to live and you ain't got no time for beating yourself up, for worrying about what happened. No, you got to keep pushing forward. I want the best for you. That's why I'm here every week on this podcast trying to deliver content that I think can be a help to you. Now, earlier in the episode, I invited you to sign up for my purpose-driven business breakthrough. If you are somebody who is thinking about starting your own business, you want to have a career that lights you up, that draws on your passions. You are tired of the normal drudge of life. You're tired of doing that normal 9 to 5 job and you want something of your own. You want a business that really lights you up, that uses your purpose to its fullest potential. Well, sign up today for my purpose-driven business breakthrough, where me and you can figure it all out together and figure out how we can get you on the way to the business of your dreams. Remember, all you have to do is head on over to gritgraceinspiration.com/breakthrough or check out the link inside of today's show notes. And with that, friend, get out there and take on the day. And remember, if you fall, don't worry about it, because you got the Rise formula in your back pocket. Get up, keep going, take charge of this day, conquer it, love it, win it. It's life. Let's enjoy it. I'll see you guys next week.